Once upon a time in a dense forest, there was a village of twinkling fireflies called Glowville. Among the glowing population was a tiny firefly named Lumina. Lumina was the smallest firefly in Glowville, but she was also the bravest. One calm, starry night, Lumina's family went to the great oak to collect sweet sap. But when they didn't return by morning, Lumina knew something was wrong. She knew she had to be brave, like her parents always told her. Lumina, bravery isn't about being fearless, it's about facing your fears. With that in mind, Lumina decided to find her family. She prepared herself for the journey, filled her tiny backpack with sap sandwiches and dewdrops, and set off. Her tiny glow light, the only lantern in the darkest forest, began its brave quest. At first, Lumina was frightened. The forest was far more immense and mysterious than she'd imagined. But she knew she had to keep going. Her glow, although small, was constant and fierce. It illuminated the darkness, guiding her path and keeping the lurking shadows at bay. As she fluttered through the forest, Lumina met several creatures. A wise old tortoise, a boisterous squirrel, and a shy rabbit. They each warned her of the dangers ahead, telling stories of a colossal creature living near the great oak, but Lumina, though scared, continued forward. She remembered her family, and her small light flickered determinedly. Days turned into nights, and nights into days, but Lumina never ceased her search. Then, one night, she saw a light twinkling from a distance. She flapped her little wings as fast as she could, hoping to see her family. But instead, she found the colossal creature the forest animals had mentioned, a gigantic, midnight black owl. The owl had seen Lumina's light from afar. He'd been keeping her family captive because he was afraid of the dark. He had mistaken the firefly's glow for the first light of dawn and wanted it for himself. When Lumina saw her family in distress, she mustered all her bravery. Swallowing her fear, she approached the owl. "Mr. Owl," Lumina began, her voice shaking but clear, "the darkness isn't something to be feared. It's a part of nature, just like light. You must learn to embrace it." The owl tilted his head, curious. No one had ever spoken to him with such bravery. Lumina, taking advantage of his attention, continued, "My family's light isn't the sun, it won't banish the darkness. But if you release them, we promise to visit you every night. Our glow can help you find peace with the dark." Touched by Lumina's courage and reassured by her promise, the owl agreed. He released Lumina's family and, true to her word, they returned every night, bringing him comfort. When Lumina and her family finally returned to Glowville, everyone celebrated their bravery and Lumina's wisdom. Lumina might have been the smallest firefly in Glowville, but that day, she glowed the brightest. The village now knew that bravery wasn't about being the biggest or the strongest, it was about standing up for what you love, despite your fears. And so, the brave little firefly, Lumina, had not only saved her family but also taught everyone the real essence of bravery. From that day forward, Lumina wasn't just the tiny firefly, she was Lumina the Brave, a shining beacon of courage in the heart of Glowville. As Lumina's tale came to an end, her glow radiated warmth, reflecting in the tiny eyes of young fireflies. The night was dark, but Lumina's bravery made it a little brighter. And somewhere far away, a solitary owl hooted a lullaby, comforted by the soft glow of friendly fireflies. As you drift to sleep tonight, remember Lumina's story. Know that you too can be brave, and you too can make a difference, no matter how big the challenge or how small you feel. Like Lumina, find your inner glow and let it light your way to dreams, to bravery, and to tomorrow. Good night.